Hi guys, it's Punkie here. My first ever YouTube video. It feels very strange doing it, but here we are. This is the first of many. I'm here today to tell you a bit about Bitz, a bit more about myself. So yeah, let's do this. So if you're not familiar with who I am, I've been doing NFTs since March 2021. I started with literally no money whatsoever, and I've managed to build up to where I am today through trades, a few good trades like Bored Apes, Kong, stuff like that. I'm 22. I do a finance degree at university. I've just started my finals at the time of recording this. So I finished this in about a month. I can't wait to degenning full time compared to being stuck at uni and doing all this stressful stuff that it just seems pointless now that I've been found something that I enjoy, like NFTs. Okay, so with Bitz, there's only ever going to be 1,000, and to be perfectly honest, I feel like we can really pioneer something unique out of it. We're going to be the first of our kind private club. We're never going to up the supply. Never going to up the supply. We've got ways of adding stuff like VXs or even like a token or stuff where it's you know different NFTs in general where we can have it so it follows the original NFT. So we're never actually adding to the supply. We can have another collection as such, but it's untradeable because the things in that collection are actually following the original 1,000, so it's adding value to what we've already got rather than creating more supply. And I've studied economics. I know about sort of demand and supply and stuff, and I want to try and create a Veblen good, which is a really exclusive kind of good that you don't really get very often, and obviously it goes up with the more hype you get and the more exposure we get. And I really believe we can market ourselves in a completely new way with the platform of YouTube and other different social media formats. Because at the end of the day, like, we're here to showcase different things we're doing. We're not here to just do the same as everyone else. I want to try and create something where each holder gets a platform for themselves. And we can get to know each individual holder on a personal basis. There's only going to be 1,000. It's not like a 10k or more where it's difficult to meet everyone. We can actually connect with each other, build that chemistry within the group. So far we've been inviting people through word of mouth. And yeah, it's just been an organic growth. We started in June last year. That's when I first started making them. I made all 1,000 bits by hand, which took me months in all honesty. But we originally listed all the final batch of bits in October last year. So we've been around for a long time. And since then, obviously with uni and stuff, I have been a bit naive at times as well. It's the first time I'm running a project. It's not going to just be like I come onto the scene and I'm some big CEO. I'm a 22-year-old uni student. I've not got that experience yet. But over the last year, I've really, always been listening to people. I've always believed that if you're the smartest in the room, you're in the wrong room. People are coming into the space all the time with new knowledge and all these great ideas. And I think we should use that. It's not all about me. This project, I feel like as much as I'm the founder, I just believe like I'm one of the club members. We're trying to build a club. It's the first of its kind. It's not just going to be, the same as everything else you see. So yeah, I just see myself as another holder. I'm part of the family. I just, I want to enjoy this as much as the rest of the club. I don't see, I don't have this ego or anything like that. I'm not this influencer or anything. It's just, I just speak my mind and just do my own thing really. And that's what I've done since the start. I've just used my initiative. In terms of in real life utility, there's obviously different kinds that we can do. There's obviously the big events we can do at stuff like NFT NYC that's coming up. We've got plans for that. Obviously that there's other events that I managed. I was lucky enough to go to NFT LA, and it completely opened my mind on how slept on IRL utility is. And it's just, I feel like most people that went there as well would probably say the same thing. So many people had a great time. It was just lovely and refreshing meeting people that were, like-minded or enjoying the same thing. And, just talking about something, we're talking about trading JPEGs at the end of the day. So it's just a very weird reality. I want to try and create an NFT collection where you're paying this one-time fee to be part of the club. And then, there's value at any price point. It's not just like, we quickly release a token or quickly release like a VX collection. And then it's like, then what do you do? Then you've got all these different collections and it's just confusing because the demand goes down with the supply going up. So it's obviously trying to create something that there's value at every price point. It's not going to be like, if we plan to bring out an airdrop, for example, for a token, it'll be something that happens over stages. It won't just be one big airdrop, because otherwise people that join in later aren't going to get they aren't going to get an airdrop. And it's like, well, they buy in and not get the same utility as the original people. I don't want to create something where, as much as the early believers got in at a better price, I don't want it to be something that the early ones are the only ones that get the proper value, like you see with most collections out in the space at the moment. It's it's something that I just want to keep creating value for each holder and give everyone a platform within the community. The fact that we've also only got 1,000 is we can be creative. So something that I'm really trying to push for us is trying to build more like VC related Discord, and also do more like Twitter spaces and stuff, because I feel like talking is a lot better than just typing. You can't really get an idea of who people are. You don't really get to know people if you're not necessarily socializing in a proper way, because we're so used to Web3 and all this online stuff where we're typing and pretending to be someone we're not. It's just more refreshing if we speak to each other like normal people. At the end of the day, we're just from different backgrounds. I want anyone that joins Bitz to feel like they're welcomed wherever they're from, or whatever they do as a job or anything like that. And it's just trying to really create this sort of community and family feel to the Discord, and or whether that's on Twitter as well, just supporting each other, and just doing all this stuff that makes a club a club. Like at the end of the day, it's not easy. We're all around the world, but there's no restriction to it. We can be as creative as we like. We can use community ideas to integrate into the events that we host, online, offline, wherever that may be. Also the different types of things we can add. I was looking at doing like a nice clothing range with proper attire, not just merch. And obviously the YouTube will be the main thing. I also don't want it to be more like a roadmap. I'd rather just tell everyone the sort of vision and the goal, the end goal for all this, which is to try and create this club that's completely unique, that adds utility and value at whatever the price point is, and mainly goes through means that are outside the market. So obviously, getting marketing from YouTube or whatever, because then it's something that's not attached to the market conditions as much. So it just means that if we're trying to like get a name for ourselves, people are actually seeing what we're doing rather than just being caught up with the rest of Twitter or something. I don't know. I just feel like as well, if we're releasing utility on a roadmap as such, people know what's coming up and they can obviously join the community and be a flipper. And we're not looking to attract flippers. We're looking to attract people that just want to hold the projects and be a part of the community for as long as possible and never have to sell. And trying to create something that people just never want to sell. People want to buy the traits that look like them and just hold forever, like you've seen with apes and stuff. They're not just buying floors. It's just they want to have one that looks like them, and we can obviously do that. There's relatability between having a human piece of art to deal with, or another good one is obviously a primate, like we've seen with apes, because they're a little bit more relatable. You look at ones that just aren't anything like human-like, it's a bit more difficult to get that relatability unless you've got human traits, I guess. But we're trying to create that, and I feel like as well in terms of the roadmap, we just want to create something that is more of a surprise. You see what happened when Azuki dropped their beans and stuff, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is a surprise. No one expected it." We want to have that. We don't want to just be like, "Oh yeah, here comes the coin that's coming up," and then we get loads of flippers join, and then the original people that wanted to be a part of the community don't get the value they deserve. I want the long-term believers to get that value. So keeping it quiet, giving the vision, saying that we're going to be introducing things like a token or a VX, or obviously this is mainly going to be in real life utility and events as much as online. And it's more just trying to keep it quiet and just drop it as a surprise and be like, oh shit, like, it's something to look forward to. You're on your seat a bit more than just expecting all these things. I feel like that's a more valuable thing to have as well. It's also about trying to like keep up with the times. We could have easily jumped on trends and given utility too quickly, but obviously we've been waiting on the migration, and now that is currently in the process as we're recording this video. But I just feel like we need to just try and pioneer. There's no point in copying everyone else. There really isn't. There's trends that have been in. We've seen people struggling with tokens, for example, because they've brought out a token. It's gone up when it's just starting because the supply is slow, but then obviously the burning might stop over time, and then you end up getting more and more excess supply that's unnecessary, and then you're not actually getting anywhere, and then the token ends up going like up and down, and then it just becomes a sort of dead cause and not fully thought out at all. So it's something that I've always looked at. For example, with tokens, I've seen the airdrops. I've always, even before the airdrops happened, I was wanting to do an airdrop rather than just a normal staking mechanism or something, because I've seen how ENS did it and I thought that was really cool, and I've seen stuff like that, and I feel like that is something that we'd be looking to do. The same with the one-of-one VXs and stuff. We can give a VX to everyone without adding to the supply, like I've said, and that also means that we are not oversaturating ourselves like a lot of people we've seen have done, and obviously they've lost type with oversaturating. And you know, I don't like saying these things. I want every community in the space to do well. There's no one that I dislike, but it's just, if you don't get the right metrics in place and the right balance, it is just not sustainable over time. And we've always wanted to build for sustainability. I mean, you know, I'm incredibly passionate about this project, and you know, when I started, I was naive to it, and I just feel like now everything's getting in place. Now my university's finished. Now that finishing, sorry, I should say, and now that we are really trying to push on with all this utility, I feel like we should start to move. And you know, call me crazy, but I've always had in mind that I want this to get to 100 ETH floor. I've seen Kongs do it, I've seen Proof do it, and I feel like we're going a completely different route to anything that's been seen before. And I don't see why that's not possible if, you know, we get 1,000 long-term believers that really believe in the project and really feel like I'm buying into something that I never have to sell, and that is the aim. So obviously this is my YouTube channel, and it's going to be something that this video especially is going to be something that I look back on and be like, okay, this is where it really started, this is where we started actually putting the utility in place. But there's going to be a Bitz YouTube channel, so that's going to be where all the sort of the more in real life events or the online events that we host are actually sort of higher production sort of quality. That's going to be on that channel. But it's like, it doesn't just have to be me making videos. We can have holders that make videos. You know, we don't have to, I don't necessarily have to be everywhere. I'm not going to be able to go the whole way across the world, so we can use our initiatives and host events. I don't just have to be there. We can, you know, it's a community thing. We're given opportunities to help each other. We're looking out for each other obviously as well. And yeah, just so many options. We're so flexible with this. We can honestly just do so many different things because there's only 1,000 of us, and we can literally choose the direction of this with what events we can do. We can be so creative with the events. You know, there's all sorts of stuff out there that we can do, and it's all about just trying to do unique experiences, like I've said. And I can't wait. I just genuinely can't wait to get started. You know, I feel like now a huge weight's coming off my shoulders. I've had a lot of pressure, obviously, with people being like, you need to bring utility out quick, but realistically, is bringing utility out fast the best way? We've seen a load of collections collapse, and yes, it has been longer than I've hoped, but I feel like we're ready now. I don't feel like there's an issue. I feel like we can genuinely just really create something special. It doesn't just have to be for the community. We can do charitable things. You know, I want to try and give back to the community, obviously the holders, but not just, you know, the people that deserve it, the actual good people that have not necessarily had a fair chance in life. That will be through the charitable stuff. And yeah, just there's so many options. It's impossible to put into words in this one video. But I just can't wait. I just cannot wait. So I feel like, to summarise, the best way to put it is, we are this private club that is online, that we've got holders all over the world, and the aim is to try and give each one of them a platform to give themselves a name, to feel like they're part of a family, to enjoy all these in real life experiences, because I feel like, and not just in real life, but online as well, but it's just trying to give something back. I just don't see the point in just living life and just, you know, working in the same jobs and stuff. Thankfully, I'm in a position where I don't need to. I don't have a family. I'm still a kid. I can go into this full time. I haven't got any commitments. But I want to give mainly to the people that are still working that opportunity to be able to enjoy stuff outside of work and actually look at the little things in life and enjoy these things, and, you know, meet different people and actually socialise. We can collab with different collections. It doesn't have to be with Bitz, but obviously the main core is going to be the 1,000 Bitz holders, and that is always the way it's going to be. So anyway, yeah, thank you all for listening. You know, this space has changed my life. I'm here to try and change the holders' lives as best I can and give them really something special to work with. And I just can't wait to get started. It's been so long coming. Let's do this. Let's just do this.